Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And with the release of the Adventurer Frieren collab meta, it is once again time to use that new meta to get a free awakened sword for the OG masked hero, the Time Traveler. So this unit came out for the half anniversary in 2022, and when she came out, there was a special stage that allowed you to get a very special sword, because the sword, as you can see, when equipped by the Master of the Time Traveler, increases attack by 10%. The only way you can get this sword is by clearing the conditions of that stage. You cannot forge it, you cannot buy it, you have to beat the stage, and it's unique equipment. Now, for people who don't have the Masked Hero, like, at all, you can still do the stage and you can still get a free Awakened sword. Like, it's still going to be 1-star Awakened, which is going to be good for new players who can clear the fight, because you can just put on anybody who uses a sword, or anybody at all, and give you a big power buff over the little, like, basic 1-star books that you've been crafting for the past week or so. But there is only one place you can get it, so we're going to take the Frieren team and some other units and see if we can clear it, and how easily we can clear it with Frieren. I'm thinking pretty easily. So in order to do this, you must get to Chapter 13, Expert difficulty, and you see stage number 8, Unlock, has a unknown EP requirement. This is the stage you must beat, and it's 2 phases. The first phase is you're fighting Hinata, who honestly is pretty weak nowadays. 67,000 HP, not very important. What she does do is that immediately turn 1, before you can do anything, she puts a whole butt-ton of nerfs onto your front line, so you don't do a lot of damage to her, which is going to be pretty critical in trying to get this team operating, because you want to take some time and you want to build up some stats, especially with Frieren, to activate her magic state, unleash magic, and get her extra buffs. So turn 1, you're gonna keep Hinata alive for a couple turns, and then when you eventually do kill Hinata, you will move into the Masked Hero fight, and she has 204,000 HP, really high stats, and again, before you can do anything, instead of debuffing your team, she buffs herself to the wall. Attack, light attack, crit, pierce, guard, super guard, gives herself an immediate ult. Yeah. If you do not kill the Masked Hero turn 1, she will wipe your front line. So, in order to avoid that, you must spend your fight with Hinata building up strength, building up skill points, so that when you enter the Masked Hero phase, you can just one-shot her. And since we are running a burst team with Frieren and Himmel, it shouldn't be that hard to at least get your EX ult. As for how much raw power we can get out of it, that's a different story. So let me build a team, and then we will test it out. Okay, we have built this team. So we've got Himmel, we've got Stark, we've got Frieren, we've got free-to-play Wadarimaru and free-to-play Geld. So, I mean, you can get these characters out of Flashback Shop. You got Stark for free. Himmel and Frieren are obviously the characters we're trying to showcase here. And then I brought Bride Shuna. And the only reason I brought Bride Shuna is to be a triple orb stealer, so we can get 6 Frieren orbs. And you certainly don't need to do that. I think that we're going to have enough power between Frieren's EX ult, the element stacks, maybe some synergy resistance down on the hero, and then her own buffs to just completely wipe out 200,000 HP, because nowadays that's peanuts. But, I mean, if you don't have Shuna, you could bring another triple orb stealer, Summer Hinata, the Wind Masked Hero. You could bring, like, Earth Benny Maru for a double orb steal all the way down here. Like, you could bring him. You could bring Christmas Velzard, because she also has a double orb steal. Like, or you don't have to bring anyone at all. And if you're not confident in your damage, you can bring a different damage buffer, like Violet for magic buff, or Rain for magic buff, or somebody else for pierce or synergy. Like, you could bring pretty much anybody. But I think we're going to be good enough with just Frieren's power alone to get this job done. And if it's not, well, then we'll bring somebody else. But more importantly, if we look at the equipment, everybody minus Frieren and her support do not have attack gear on. Because I want to stay in the Hinata fight for at least a few turns, we have to make sure that we don't accidentally kill her before we are ready to nuke. Because ideally, we're going to activate Frieren's magic state and let that run down to 1 turn remaining, and then we'll kill Hinata. And that way, when we move into the hero fight, the turn will change over, and we'll get access to her buffs. But we have to set that up, and we have to be ready with the EX ult, so that might take a few turns, so I don't want to do any unnecessarily large damage to Hinata on, like, the first turn. Because if everyone was geared up, we could probably kill her immediately, but don't want to do that. So we only have Frieren with attack gear, and we just want to keep Hinata alive as long as possible. So jumping into the fight, immediately turn 1, and boom. There are all the debuffs put on our front characters, which means that we will do even less damage to Hinata than what we normally would. And so we're not type advantage. Our supports are all mixed up, because like I don't have Earth, Milim, or Stark, so I wouldn't give him any extra attack stats. And now we just have to play the fun game of setting things up for Frieren, trying to get maybe 6 oranges for her, which means that we need to get at least a stack of Himmel, maybe 2 stacks. So we just have to play this as smart as possible. So we'll send 1, 2, and 3, and you see we're still taking chunks off, and if we do that every turn, then it's going to get a little bit not pretty. But here we have 50 points. We can orb change twice, so green convert, orange convert, boom. Boom, and this will get us probably 2 stacks of Himmel more than anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2 stacks. So that's 40% extra element damage, and then we can start converting hands into oranges, and then we could probably steal those oranges with Frieren. So, let's do some fun things here. Let's go ahead and bring Frieren in for Rimuru, and then we will use her magic state now. Boom. So we can start letting that run off, and then we'll bring Shuna in, and then we'll use Himmel twice so we can convert all these orbs to oranges. That'll get us a lot of skill points, and then maybe next turn, maybe Shuna has a butt ton of orbs, maybe, hopefully. We'll send her last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, that's a lot of ult gauge right there, but more importantly, it's a lot of skill points. So, Shuna was doing a lot of damage there. That's the danger that we're running into. That's also everyone getting a 40% attack buff. Oh, perfect. Okay, so, yep, thank you for that. Stop countering. Geld. We can take Geld out of here, because now we have 2 turns left. So we need to wait till that goes down one more time. So you know what? I want to send Geld's ult, and that's it. So hopefully he doesn't kill. Please don't kill. Alright, good. Perfect. And now that leaves just a Shuna ult, which I can then ult swap away with Stark, because Shuna is a light character. And there we go. One more turn remaining. So now we will ult swap away. We will orb steal. Boom. Boom. Into a 6-hand of Frieren. And then this will get her EX ult. And then next turn, we're going to have max skill points, another stack of Himmel, and her magic state will be unleashed, and we'll get the extra 100% attack, and the hero will get the debuffs, and we'll have more than enough points to use her one skill. So, boom, she just one shot. Perfect. So now we transition. You're going to see hidden episode number 3 or something after you do this. Yeah, number 3, and we can just skip through it because you can watch on your own time. But now enters the masked hero. And you see, again, before we are able to do anything, she's going to put a butt ton of buffs on herself. But now we have the Unleash Magic state, element down, we get the attack up, and then the hero, there we go. She gives herself a whole butt ton of buffs, which you can't really see because the elements are there, but, attack, light attack, crit damage, pierce power, super guard, so normal orbs won't really do much damage to her. But we are ready now. We have 350 points. We've got the element down. We've got the attack up. Let's do the guaranteed synergy and ult damage. And let's also taunt, because that is 20% synergy down, which will help our damage. We weren't able to stack it on Hinata, because it was only on Hinata, and then it wouldn't have been applied to the hero. So that's why we didn't use it earlier. But, we should be good here. And you know what? We have some follow-up. Shuna's got an ult as well, so why not? Let's get another stack of element damage, so that's now 60%, 3 stacks total. And we'll watch if Frieren can actually one-shot this hero right off the bat, or if we need a little bit extra damage, of which Shuna might be able to give it. or we just bring a different support character. And we RNG our way into maybe 6 Frieren orbs or something. Either way, I'm fairly confident we're going to do this, because we're going to probably do like 400k or something. Plus my Frieren's 120, so... How much do we actually do here? 594. Ooh, even more than I thought. Okay. So there we go. I mean, that's pretty simple. It's 6 turns, and we could have done it, faster depending on our starting hand if we had a little bit more points. Yeah. So there you go. After you hit next, and after you hit next again, it'll hit into episode 5, and then once you're done watching this, you will then go to your gift box, and there will be a nice, free 1-star Awakened Hero sword for you, which you can then take and put on anybody that you feel like. If you have the hero and you want to give her the sword, then great. If you don't have the hero and you have Frieren and you don't have her gear and she's like your only good character, then you can just give her the sword, and it'll be better than the, she has a hammer, right? It'll be better than the 1-star hammers that you're forging right now because you're broke bitch. Yeah, the Warhammer. It'll be much better than that to start out. Once you can craft her gear, or maybe a dedicated light hammer, then swap it out. But for now, it's a good starting piece of gear. So there you go, guys. That's it from me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.